Hi everybody, today are we doing it? Retrospect. Hi everyone, today we're at Uncle Joe's and we're here specifically to do some NPD, and that's new product development. And the reason why we kind of got together was it's kind of a thought that of mine where I thought it would be quite nice because MYOBAND is based in the Wigan area and Uncle Joe's is also based in the Wigan area. So what we thought we would do was we would bring a traditional English brand which has been known for decades, even actually a century, and put it with a new company like ours at MYOBAND. So what we tried to do is, or what we will be doing, is fusing the traditional old methods and the new methods and trying to come up with a product that will hopefully be a fantastic product for you guys to try. We're going to be looking at increasing energy, but increasing energy without, I know it sounds a bit ironic, but without the sugar, even though it's a sweet. So hopefully we'll be able to kind of do some science around it and merge the product into the Uncle Joe's kind of mint ball that you would get, but it's not a mint ball. We'll kind of keep it more of a kind of a new age or more kind of more new flavors, so like your fruit flavors, etc. So you're probably wondering scrap that. So on the video, what you'll see is those big pots boiling now is actually going to around about 140 degrees, and those actually used to be done by hand, which was, I mean, for me it was unbelievable. Yeah, and I'm sure health and safety today would not pass that. But as you'll see now, they're all kind of on tracks, so it's much more safer for the end users and the operators. And then from there, you'll then see it, once it's melted to a liquid form, it's then poured onto this huge plate. Now on the video camera you'll probably just see on the kind of screens they just look like plates, but they're actually quite special plates because underneath those plates you have multiple pipes which are cooling that plate. So what you'll get is a constant cooling rate of that product that is being kind of spread over this rectangle shape. And what you'll notice on the video now is you'll also see kind of it's almost, they've got borders on, so the liquid does not kind of float off the table, which is fantastic because, you know, these end borders can be then lifted or dropped anytime you want. Now as the product's cooling, you can see how quick it kind of sets from almost a liquid going down to a solid. So, and the trick is actually whilst you're going from the liquid down to solid, you have to kind of mix it, so you kind of mix in the different components that need to go in, whether it's kind of the nutraceuticals or the flavouring and anything else that would create that sweet. And then you then see them like try to kind of spread it as fast as possible. So it's still made by hand and all judged by eye and kind of almost that human experience, which is really nice to see, that traditional manufacturing of the sweets. So then after the kind of spreading it and the kind of the product is setting, you then have to kind of fold the product, as you'll see the operator folding. Now it's really cool because it's like, it's almost as they're folding it, it's still cooling. So, and it just becomes like almost like a Play-Doh, a massive piece of Play-Doh, which kids would love to play with, or eat as well, should I say. And so what they do is they fold it, as you can see on the operator's doing that now. So they're folding and folding to a point where it's actually from experience, and only from experience, that they will feel that texture and consistency of whether it's ready to be put onto the next phase of the manufacturing. So because if it's too soft, it won't work. If it's too hard, then it's not going to work either. So it has to be just right. Me, obviously, I'm not going to even try and bother doing that because I'm not that type of, I've not got the experience, full stop. So what you'll then see is that big Play-Doh is then put into a huge sausage It's almost like it creates like a big sausage sweet, and from there it is then pulled all the way down to it, almost kind of like a thick wire, where it's then fed into a machine, where it is then able to press each individual sweet and cut that big sausage up, which is just fantastic. And it's some old piece of kit as well. So if it works though, you don't change it, and there's no point in trying to get it better because it works perfectly. And from there, it then goes through to the packing area, and that's where we'll go next. Now the packaging area is where the sweets are packaged. So from there, it's quite a really interesting piece of kit, because then from there, each sweet, if there's imperfections, it'll just be dumped, and if not, then it will be nicely packaged in individual, so you can get individual sweets packaged. And from there, they then make their way all the way to the next packaging line, which is then they will put into a pouch or a packet. And you'll probably, that's where you recognize the kind of the logo, the red bag, which is the Uncle Joe's mint balls or whatever other Uncle Joe's sweets there are. Final test, which is the metal detector, which is very important for all consumers, because the last thing you want is any metals in your sweets. So that's the final Q&A, and then from the Q&A then you are then able to test the sweet, or they're actually then distributed to the four corners of the world. So, and for you guys, it's great because when you pick up this packet of sweet, you'll now know how it's manufactured, and it's got 0 sugar and gives you energy from natural nutraceuticals. And lastly, we hope you enjoy the sweet. So now that you've seen how we've created our first partnership with Uncle Joe's, and I sincerely hope you enjoy the sweet and get the energy from the sweet. But moving forward, I think anything's possible, and with Uncle Joe's, I don't know if you remember, it's almost like a little bit like a Willy Wonka factory, because we could even create a sweet that maybe one day will provide all 3 meals, your 3-course meal. So who knows, time will tell.